Welcome to the Do It All Dad Year podcast, what Gen X parents understand, dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. I apologize for the technical blip during my last episode. I assure you it won't happen again. I know you guys have been really excited for the Fast and Furious A plus shtick material coming from yours truly, your host, your beloved host, Michael Kornbluth, and this is episode 95. Sugarcoating Stupid. At Target today, I saw a Michelle Obama book titled Reach Higher. Bill Maher just got a stiffy. Morning prayer. Please make the Lakers trade LeBron back to Cleveland for Kevin Love alone. Odell and LeBron will become tragic symbols of social media fueled narcissism gone wild. In the end, they're just posting selfies for themselves. Suggested hashtag campaigns for college cheating scandal. Sugarcoating Stupid. Bitter deadheads. Colossal college collusion bus. Sorry, our mom isn't Reese Witherspoon. Who's the dumb mook now? The Mr. Rogers doc on HBO is a must-see. I'm paraphrasing, but Mr. Rogers' message is beautiful. He says, the greatest gift you can give someone is helping someone know they're capable of being loved without having to buy their way into USC. Sorry, God, but I hate any Christian fundamentalists who force their kids to picket with God hates gay t-shirts after 9/11, who also lumped Mr. Rogers into God's wrathful fury because he tolerated his gay neighbors blaring of Donna Summers over fondue. Huh. New York State now leads all states in America. Now New York State leads all states in America for population loss. Third trimester babies don't count, according to the New York State Census Bureau, and never stood a chance of getting out of here alive. That one is for you, Jimbo. Anyone read the testicular bill yet? It requires a 24-hour waiting period for porn shop purchases, like Bargain Bin Stormy Daniels DVDs, because Jenna Jameson DVDs still command top dollar. You want to ban masturbation next? It's our only safety rail left. Huh. At Target today. I already mentioned that. Why am I being repetitive? Kushner got into Harvard after his dad's donation. Prove it, Daily Beast. Compare Obama's GPA at Harvard to Kushner to see how brainless the sketchy Jew was. Darn, Obama's college records are sealed. So much for being Mr. Transparent. Ha! I read that Kushner's father did make a hefty donation to Harvard. I think it was either 250 grand or like 1.5 mil. Either way, I can definitely see the thwarted melon influence, but I am not quick to accept the word of God from the Daily Beast upon publication. What does Stevie Nicks have to say to Hillary backstage at MSG? Please tell me Bill didn't rape those women, abandon his black love child, and FaceTime convicted pedo Jeffrey Epstein before lights out each night. Tell me lies, Hillary. Only sweet little lies. Can I get a holla for some holla? Facebook down. The Diamond and Silk bankrupt Goodwill hoodie over a $1 trillion defamation suit for branding them a menace to their company. Yeah, and De La Soul were the pioneers responsible for gangster, cop killer rap. De La Soul is a very dated reference, Millennial Musketeers, but it's a hilarious analogy. Feel free to check them out on Spotify later. If you know who Diamond and Silk is, check that out later. And then you realize that I've got a real gift for hilarious pop culture fueled analogy creation. So the original title I was going to go with today was, Did I Watch the Oscars Rapewood? My daughter doesn't know what right means, but she's 8 years old, and I did sample a couple different titles with her. And this one was the unanimous favorite. So here we go. Here's some material for it. Did I watch the Oscars? Rapewood. So this is me at Goodwill with my kids. This is my daughter. Why would anyone donate a diamond glitter glove? And I said, Michael Jackson impersonators being put out of business permanently. Finding never employable again lands. Can I get a holla for some holla? This is me at the Everyday Diner. Big fan. Although my friendship was terrible. I don't understand how you could be a self-respecting diner and have like bread that literally disintegrates and crumbles on the spot. Similar to any form of white bread at Trader Joe's. I'll blame that on Michelle Obama too. Here we go. Stay-at-home comedian. This is me. I order a cherry Coke. Waitress says, it's Pepsi cherry Coke? And I said, and I thought Jussie Smollett was desperate for attention. On second thought, I'll have a regular Coke. Thanks. The ghost of Michael Jackson creeps again. It's my father-in-law. Matilda, when you were 1, my daughter had her 8th birthday party this past weekend. Among her friends, in-laws came down. Had a previous party before. Doesn't make a difference. Father-in-law is there. And he says, Matilda, when you were 1, where were you living? And I'm thinking, not in Delaware with Bob and Gita, devoid of all living color and more ways than one. In living color. Definitely not in Williamsburg. Well, downtown Williamsburg, but they don't live there. Doesn't make them bad people. So, daughter, Daddy, this is us in the car. Daughter says, Daddy, is God a boy or a girl? And I said, George Carlin called God an office temp with a shitty attitude. My daughter says, I can see that. And I reply, stop acting so evolved at 8 years old already. Daddy, is God a boy or a girl? If it was up to Bill Maher, it would be a dreamy cross-section in the middle. Daughter says, Daddy, was that a Michelle Obama trans reference joke resulting in you getting murdered for the second time today? Father-in-law, did you watch the Oscars? These are a bunch of responses that I didn't say because I didn't want to ruin the evening. Again, father-in-law, did you watch the Oscars? These are a bunch of responses that I would have loved to have said in person. Did I watch the Oscars? To hear Spike Lee downplay the alt-left's escalating role in Charlottesville during their best Bomb Squad meets Beverly Hills Ninja impersonation? Did I watch the Oscars? Did I watch the Oscars? Kanye West didn't. Plus, I don't waste my time hearing celebs in gated communities espousing one manufactured hate crime crisis after the next. Side note, memo to Monique. If Michael Jackson were alive to defend himself, his defense would be what? I bought homes for these kids' parents and financed their shopping sprees on Rodeo Drive because Beatles royalty points can't buy me love. Can I get a holla for some holla? That's an A+ joke. Nick DiPaolo would be proud of me. Did I watch the Oscars? Why? Did Spike Lee insist Kevin Hart dropped out from hosting the awards to downplay his ties to the ruling gay hip-hop mafia? Ha! Did I watch the Oscars? Kevin Hart or not? The laughs would be short in this age of Me Too rape by Harvey Hair Clumps Weinstein or by Cosby's ironically low-hanging pants. Ha! Eddie Murphy should not be the only one allowed to laugh at his own jokes. Did I watch the Oscars? Did the women in white stand up to applaud Holocaust war hero liberators during Trump's State of the Union? Babyface Omar can't go against Brandt. Did I watch the Oscars? Only Rapewood's allowed to resist? Did I watch the Oscars? Clint Eastwood said Obama is the biggest fraud ever imposed upon the American Republic. I'll take Clint's word for it over Al Sharpton Lee. Thank you very much. Did I watch the Oscars? Did Kevin Spacey buy the Old Vic Theatre in London to lunge backstage at Men in Tights? Wait a second. Kevin Spacey obviously did. No, I didn't watch it. Did I watch the Oscars? To watch Bradley Cooper pretend he wants to bang Lady Gaga in real life? Did I watch the Oscars? If the Golden Jew Adam Sandler hosted, sure. Trump's the Antichrist. But Jesus defeats him. So have some faith in the Jesus comeback story, won't you, people? The pathetic part is that I had to Google Antichrist to figure out what that meant. Because at the time, I thought, well, that's what Pig Vomit calls Howard Stern in private parts, so it can't be that bad. It's me at home after the birthday party. It's the Paddington scene with Hugh Grant. My father-in-law out of nowhere, understand, I'm watching this with my 3 kids. Father-in-law out of nowhere says he's a Shylock. And I said, that's a blatantly anti-Semitic Shakespearean term used by Mutt Mick Limey crossbreeds like your dumbass father-in-law kids, but I'm the racist deplorable. At this rate, any more Obama shit-talking coming out of Babyface Omar whitewashes any demonizing of Israel or its supporters out of her pretty innocent face for me. Please, God, don't let this be a one-time fluke. Someone tell her about Joan Rivers already. Really wish I didn't see an interview excerpt of David Lee Roth and Joe Rogan. His laugh makes Seth Rogen's laugh sound cool. Also, I'm not buying David being the bigger alpha male sex god in comparison to Sammy, despite Sammy singing of love more often. Babyface Omar ripping Obama again. Obama loves Hitler more than Trump. Obama wishes he was that organized. Exterminating all of his nosy critics at Fox News and Judicial Watch would be a gas. Outsiders Film Review, 20 years later. C. Thomas Howell's agent should burn in hell for wrecking his career. Ralph Macchio did Karate Kid too soon. Emilio Estevez is golden and everything. And Matt Dillon mugs for the camera like Johnny Drama with his shirt off. So The Outsiders, as well as Mr. Rogers, is available on HBO Go. You don't have HBO, get a code from someone that does, because you're definitely missing out. Outsiders was an HBO staple back in the day. I read in Rob Lowe's autobiography that Patrick Swayze, the late Patrick Swayze, was like a total alpha male in a cool, awesome, badass way. And he would literally do like front and backflips, like standing up, like on the spot. So he was basically a white man's Bo Jackson. So the founder of the internet, stay funny. So I have this friend, his name is Neil the Deal. Walt Frazier gave him that nickname. He knew him because Neil the Deal was a star basketball player at Columbia University. And he's a VP of sales now. He's made his business, his living, in advertising sales. He worked for the NHL for a long time. And he's been a big supporter of my writing. And when I got published in the Good Men Project, he continued to encourage me being my crazy, unapologetic me. And I just want to tell Neil the Deal that I love you for it. And these are some jokes for you. And he sent me this text. I wanted to have sushi with him. He lives in Westchester. He's close by. And it's something that I never do ever. I don't have boys' night out for sushi. But he's dealing with some own personal issues right now. So I don't know what they are. But his words of wisdom for me was to stay funny. So this is for you, Neil the Deal. The founder of the internet laments the non-stop bitch fest it's become. Then stop feeding into it and unfollow LeBron James on Twitter already. If you're such a well-meaning humanitarian. There's R. Kelly downplaying underage sexual abuse charges with Gayle King. I like older women, Gayle. Monique is too much woman for my taste, but your body's tight enough. Ask me if I'd make love to you with the lights off, pantsuit off too, please. Raising your hands up high, like in a police lineup, where you belong, is an example of a fan-provoked racist insult attack against Russell Westbrook, especially in Utah. But the same fan telling Russ to get on his knees where he belongs just means he prays for the chance to get the inside stuff in the form of a potential back-to-back doubleheader by Jesse Smollett and Ahmad Rashad. Russ rocks big-ass swinging Gucci purses. It's just a theory. I want to thank my friend Kyle, who encouraged me to showcase the balls to do that joke on my podcast. Not that he said, oh, you have to do this joke, but I got the hysterical response from him. I sent it to him on LinkedIn, and he's a recruiter buddy of mine. And he's always been he's been another great friend. That's always one of the best for me. And we really haven't spent that much like mano a mano time, but he has stuck with me here in the wilderness here in northern Westchester and gets back to me and has read my scripts, and he's been fantastic. I saw him for my birthday, him and Dave. I still kills me that I didn't invite him to have dinner with us later. I regret that. But anyway, Kyle, I love you too. And I want to thank Kanye West and Mr. Rogers for me feeding off this perpetual residual love fest that you magnified me. I mean, it's all started with my children, but you guys have accentuated, so thank you very much. Has Obama come back at babyface Omar yet for calling him a pretty face, say anything liar, commander puppet in chief? Or was he waiting for Jay-Z to write a comeback retort for him first? Assuming this task is outside of Ben Rhodes' comfort zone. Can I get a holla for some holla? Ben Rhodes was his main speechwriter. In case any of you guys live under a rock. Dr. Seuss is guilty of casual racism now. He only depicts Arabs in scenes riding pink albino camels instead of their child wives after dark. Can I get another holla for some holla? Off the record, Tucker Carlson sounds like a witless preppy douchebag. Why else would he name his book Ship of Fools? It's a moving Grateful Dead song, man. His Patagonia pothead buds at boarding school blanked on giving him a heads up. I love that joke. And screw you, Grateful Dead Nation, who I hashtagged that, for not giving it any love at all whatsoever. I don't like any of you anymore. It's me at the dermatology office yesterday. Stay home comedian. I agree, Doc. The finger, I was at the doctor's office. I've been waiting literally for a year now to determine whether I have a wart on my finger or skin cancer. So we'll find out in a month. Anyway, so that's why I'm at the doctor. It wasn't for a resurgent herpes sore, thank God. I dodged that bullet in LA. So stay-at-home comedian. I agree, Doc. The finger looks almost bump-free, which is more than I could say for Uncle John since he was 15. For his birthday, I said blow. He snorted the cake. Doc and nurse laughed a long time. This is me again at the dermatology office. Doc, this is me in NPR with Ira Glass. My book editor for Stay at Home Comedian edited a book on Oskar Schindler. It makes me impervious to charges of being a Trumpian Nazi supporter. NyQuil breath. I love that NyQuil breath. I think that's very funny. I am jerking off my material tonight. Long time. Dermatology office. Nurse. I like your shirt. This is me. Stay at Home Comedian. Psycho Bunny's got style. I agree. Psycho Bunny knows I'm crazy for thinking I get sky high for dunks, drinking double IPA, hot bombs this summer. Psycho Bunny reminds me I can't. So right now, this is day 3 without beers. So obviously we got a long way to go. Old joke. I'm all proud of myself. I tell my daughter, hey, Matilda, Daddy hasn't drank a beer in 9 days. And she says, that's really impressive, Dad. To this day, you still haven't made it up to double digits. So I was going to have a phone interview with this company. They're a podcast hosting distribution provider. They're basically the new age Libsyn. Anyone that doesn't know about podcasting is bored to death, and I hate Akash for putting him in this position for completely ruining my flow. But we had a phone interview that was rescheduled, but it was at the last minute. It was during the morning, and I was looking at their platform. It's more than just a podcast directory. They offer free distribution and storage, which is more than you can say for Libsyn, which I'm using right now, which is what Mark Maron uses, Joe Rogan, etc. But so far, the majority of their content creators, so-called comedians, are basically in England. And so they're looking to expand their content creator market here in the US. And it's a client manager position. So obviously I'm like, hey, this could be a lot of fun. Learn more about podcasting. And, they also are very active in coming up with advertising for podcasters, where podcasters can get a nice chunk, based on, reach that they can help provide them. So it sounded appealing. And I've said it before and I said it again. Podcasts do represent the new frontier. as far as, and really like the last ones here, that it was really becoming available, that ensures, freedom of speech to the nth degree, especially if you're only paying a subscription for a podcast and then you're free of advertising. You could really say whatever the hell you want. So that is my ideal situation down the line. But anyway, I got this email the morning of, and I was very excited for the interview. And all the HR guy says is that I have to postpone the talk. Look, I'm sorry, we'll talk to you shortly. Whatever. I worked as a headhunter for a long time. There are better ways to do it. Something could have came up. I have no idea. I'm just assuming they read my Twitter feed or the blogs, and he's just blowing me off. This is what you would call old school headhunter gut instinct. But the point being, folks, is that it did generate some killer material I'm going to share with you right now. Because the big comedic podcast on their platform is My Dad Wrote a Porno. So here's a bunch of made up funny replies after I have an actual interview with HR for a cast, after they mention that they have a show called My Dad Wrote a Porno that's hosted on their platform. So here we go. It's me interviewing with an HR person at a cast. This is HR. A popular comedy podcast on our podcasting platform is My Dad Wrote a Porno. This is me. I'm assuming the mom said no to it and was a shitty improv partner to write aloud with from the start. My dad wrote a porno, huh? My dad wrote a porno. Why whack your head against the wall coming up with another derivative modern family spec script? A popular comedy podcast on our platform is My Dad Wrote a Porno. Was Anthony Weiner an early seed stage investor in the production? A popular podcast on our platform is My Dad Wrote a Porno. A parody of Boogie Nights would be more up my alley, but that's just me. A popular comedy podcast on our platform is My Dad Wrote a Porno. North Hollywood Bartending School didn't materialize into any major money shots my way either. A popular podcast on our platform is My Dad Wrote a Porno. So this makes him what? The father of Silver Lake Stroller Mom porn, according to Bill Maher. A popular comedy podcast on our platform is My Dad Wrote a Porno. So the podcast is Dad broadcasting the hashtags he wrote for a Gianna Michaels titty fuck pic, mound of round. I don't get it. So what do you think, folks? Am I still going to get that interview? Am I still going to get that interview with Akas? I would like to. I don't really see anything inherently wrong with what I just said. They were jokes. They were funny jokes about their number one big draw. Oh, okay. I forgot to mention this. This is a must-do list. So I was talking about Neil the Deal before. I was talking about Kyle. And some other people that I just thought about, my friend Jason Lesno and David Uger. They've reached out to me. I haven't been responding back because I've been a total bitch. Because after I had that tear in the Good Men Project, had all those pieces published. I was expecting more emotive love. They got their own busy lives. And, just because I have 3 kids doesn't make me more of a, saintly, human being. So I'm sorry, guys. And I plan on calling you guys tomorrow. Individually, obviously. But this is my new must-do list. Thanks to Mr. Rogers' goodness, nature, perpetuating wisdom, I know it's wrong to allow my slighted ego to abolish friendships with those in my life who have never discouraged me from being true to myself, expressing the real me. That's for you, Mr. Rogers. I love everything you were and everything that you did in this world. And Crazy Good Data, my family meal reveal cooking show, is going to be dedicated to you. This is the Do It All Dad Your podcast. What Gen X parents understand. Dad-friendly entertainment for you and me. Controlling our kids with comedy. Can make our kids great again. And I will talk to you guys soon.